Hello and welcome back to the U-Man channel. Well, yesterday's projects I fell a little short. Didn't get around to installing that gas check system by Mopeka. So we're going to go ahead and get that done this morning and hopefully wrap that up. Get a couple other things done around here and get the oil changed on the F450. So let's get to it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to install the Mopeka system. I got this on Amazon, and it comes with the Bluetooth controller and two of the tank monitors. So you have a left and a right, or a tank 1 and a tank 2. So the first thing we have to do is we're going to have to take these tanks out and undo my last project, which was putting these gauges on here, which were causing a problem with restricted gas flow. So we're just going to take this off, disconnect it, pull it out, and then we'll take a look at putting the tank halos on and then putting it back in without these gas flow gauges and regulators. So let's get this going. Okay, well, I see a little issue that we're going to have here. The bottom of the storage bin here is open to the bottom. There's no cover on the bottom there. So I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to cut a little piece of plastic to put in there so that we can have that sealed off, and those gauges, which are only held on magnetically, those sensors are only held on magnetically, won't fall off while driving. I think I better turn the gas off on the other side here real quick too. Before we start installing the sensors on the tanks, what I did was I unpackaged it so you guys can see everything you get with this thing. You get the little Bluetooth monitor that you can mount inside of your camper. You get the two sensors. I marked the L and the R on there for left and right so that I know which sensor goes where if I ever have to take them off, replace the batteries or something like that. So you also get these 8 little clips here. Those are designed to go on the bottom of your LP tanks to give it a little bit of a space. It looks like about maybe 3/8 to ½ an inch. So whatever surface it's sitting on, it'll be elevated and you won't crush those tank sensors. Since I got the halo rings for it, I'm not going to be using those. You also get a little tube of dielectric grease, which it says to put on the sensor before attaching it to the bottom of the tank. So we're going to see if this works as easily as it does online there or on other videos I've seen or in the instructions here. Basically, it's telling me, it says press the sensor sync button 5 times quickly. So we'll do the left one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then it says press and hold this for about 5 seconds. And then it says push that again. Now it's lit up and we should be synced. So now we're going to try that again for the right sensor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 1000, 2, 1000, 3, 1000, 4, 1000, 5, 1000. Boom, synced. Wow, it really was that easy. So now, when you press the buttons, it'll tell us it's empty right now because it's not hooked up to anything, obviously. But it should just be that when you press the button, it'll search for the device and tell you what the level is. Well, apparently while we were doing that, the app detected one of those sensors, and I just went through and set it up. It comes up as a standard 20-pound tank, and it just calls it a new device, as you may have seen on the previous screen. But if you go into the app, you go to settings, and then you can rename it. I renamed this one here, which seems to be the one that's synced. I renamed it left driver side tank. selected the region, and I have 30-pound vertical tanks, so I changed it from the 20-pound to the 30. So if you also have a 40-pound tank, you can program for that as well. The arbitrary setting, I believe, allows you to somehow program in tanks that are either smaller or larger than these, but since I don't have that, I'm not going to worry about that at the moment. You can then also tell it to send you notifications at a threshold. So if this tank gets down to 20%, it's going to send me a notification, and it'll repeat that notification every 12 hours. You can select once a day, 6 hours, once a week, whatever. So pretty nifty. So let's see if we can get that other one to recognize. All right, so let's, there we go. Now it just recognized the other one. Calls it a new LPG device. So again, we'll go to settings, and here we'll call this right / PS for passenger side. Tank. This is also going to be a 30-pound vertical, and we'll leave the other settings as is. And again, since it's not hooked up, it tells you that it's empty. So there we go. Now we got those two set up. Now we should be ready to go put this stuff on the trailer. And that still works as well. That was very easy, just like they said it was. Found a couple pieces of black Delrin, 1/4 inch thick, cut them to 9 by 11. And then I also made a couple little cutouts for the hoses to pass through. So we should be ready to go as soon as I smooth these edges out so we don't got anything rubbing through the hoses. Just had an idea as I was getting ready to sand down these boards. I saw I had a little bit of pluck foam laying around, so I cut about a 1/4 inch thick piece of the pluck foam, and then I found some two-sided tape and put it around there. One of the problems people are saying is that these things tend to move on the tank sometimes when you're driving, and then you have to either take the tanks out or get underneath there to reposition them. So I'm thinking once I have these things in position on the tank, I'm going to put these foam surrounds around them to keep them from moving around. All right, we got the plates in the bottom there. Everything fit really nice. We got the halos on the bottom of the tank here, and very easy to install. I got an extra one because I have a third tank. All you do is tip them over and just pop them on, and they slip right on. Not a problem at all. Now, the next thing I did was I cleaned off the bottoms. If you have an older tank that has a little bit of corrosion on it, you may want to clean that all off real nice, maybe touch it up with a little paint there so that it's not sitting on bare metal and rusting even worse. So the instructions now tell you to put a little bit of this dielectric grease on this sensor in the middle here. There's a little rubber pad between the two magnets. So we'll just put that on there, smear it around a little bit. And then we're going to install it so that the sensor is in the middle of the tank here. And I guess I could see why these things would move while you're driving if you got a little bit of grease on there. So I should have probably prepared this and gotten the backing off of this tape before we did this. But I'm going to try to position these so that it's facing the outside of the coach when they're installed there. So this one is going on the left side, so that means this should try to be facing this way to point to the outside of the coach. So I don't know if that really makes a difference, but I think maybe if you're outside, it might give you a better signal than being in the middle of all that. Maybe get the signal out a little bit better. Just a crazy theory. Okay, let's get all this tape off of here, the backing off of here. Hate this stuff. All right, so what we're gonna do now, come on here, put this thing around here. Of course. Let's get it nice and snug up against the sensor. And that should keep it from moving around. So that might be a good idea for Mopeka to come up with something like that. Maybe make a little bit of a, you know, foam gasket or something that comes with the kit. Just peel the sticker off and put it on there once it's installed, and avoid that problem that people were complaining about. Now let's do it for the other side. All right, now I don't know if you're going to be able to see this on the video here, but I just turned the app on, and it is telling me that both tanks are reading. It's telling me the passenger side tank is 94% and the driver's side tank is 100%. I went ahead and installed that little Bluetooth monitor inside the control panel. So now, if you don't have your phone on or you don't want to do your app, all you gotta do is push the button. It gives you a reading, scans for it, and gives you a reading. So beautiful either way. You can do it from outside without coming in, or you could just walk up to the panel and hit the button and look. Man, oh man, this multiple videos in a weekend means I'm doing too much stuff. Just getting ready for vacation, and our R-Syndicate meetup in Indiana in July is really taking its toll on me, and I'm gonna need that time off. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope it answered any questions you might have had about the Mopeka system or how to install it. So far, I haven't had any problems with picking up readings or anything like that, and it was super easy to do. Hardest part was lifting the tanks out. So hit me up with any questions in the comments there, and I'll do my best to answer them, and I'll see you next time.